The port of Vigo, northeast of Spain. It's the biggest and one of the busiest fishing ports in the world. The port is ideally positioned and has been the leading seafood port in Galicia for many years now. Vigo, which was first settled as a small fishing village, is now home to over 3,000 international fishing vessels. Vigo attracts fishing boats from across the seas arriving at Vigo to sell their catch, or as a starting point en route to other European destinations. Many cruise liners call into the port each year, bringing with them large quantities and varieties of fish. Vigo is thus reputed to have the best fish and seafood in the world.
Es importante porque en Galicia pues existe una de las flotas más importantes de pesca de palangre a nivel, ya no diría nacional, sino mundial, y es una fuente de riqueza y de recursos para todos los que nos dedicamos a este tipo de pesca. Bueno, nos dedicamos a este tipo de pesca porque es nuestra vida, los barcos están preparados para este tipo de pesca, hay barcos que se dedican a la pesca de arrastre, nosotros nos dedicamos al palangre, y es una forma de vida como otra cualquiera. Bueno, España es tradicionalmente un país de consumo de pescado, por tradición, y el tiburón y la quella, pues habitualmente en España tampoco es un pescado de consumo habitual. Nosotros, la mayoría de las capturas que traemos se exportan, otras quedan en el mercado nacional. Actualmente una marea como esta, ahora nosotros llegamos ayer de la mar y estuvimos en la mar 73 días. 73 días y pescamos, bueno, entre las aguas, aquí en el Atlántico Norte, en aguas internacionales del Atlántico Norte, entre las Islas Azores y la costa americana. Pero habitualmente hacemos mareas de entre 60 y 70 días de mar, sin venir a puerto, claro. Bueno, evidentemente la pesca objetivo nuestra es en principio el pez espada, pero no hay capturas suficientes como para poder rentabilizar la marea solo con pez espada. Entonces pues nos dedicamos también a la pesca de tiburón e incluso algo de atún también.
An issue linked with shark fishing includes the overfishing of certain species of sharks and its impacts on the marine ecosystem. Sharks are apex predators that keep other fish populations balanced. Wiping out a key species of fish could disrupt the entire food chain in the marine ecosystem. Because of this, fishermen try to fish such that shark populations are kept healthy. It's a common misconception that sharks are caught only for their fins. While many believe that sharks caught are finned and thrown back into the sea to die, what is practiced today speaks differently.
Nosotros no hacemos finning y nunca hicimos. Nosotros pescamos, defendemos de hecho la pesca responsable. No somos piratas de mar, porque queremos pescar hoy y pescar mañana. Si hacemos finning, tenemos pan para hoy y hambre para mañana. Nosotros queremos pescar hoy, que mis hijos sigan pescando y que los hijos de mis hijos sigan pescando. Vivimos de la pesca legal. No, que oye, que lo que sea, que no somos grandes empresas, somos empresas familiares y depende mucha gente de nosotros. Y nosotros dependemos de mucha gente. O sea que no somos multinacionales que nos queremos hacer ricos. Pescamos para vivir, nada más.
Responsible fishing is very important, but so is the processing and exportation of the fishery products. The process is intricate and accounts for every product.
We're just in charge of all the process from the fishing boats until we get them ready for export. And basically, even this is not our main business, it's just an overall idea over how we work here. From the fishing boats, we have two ways of receiving the fins before we purchase the narogs. First thing that they do is unloading the fish and classifying by size. If you see the fish, it's already the fish are already being cut. So you can see that on this blue shark is no tail, it's not pectoral, it's not dorsal. So what they do is already classify the different species on different jails. And basically the main species that we work here is with blue shark. What they do is prepare them on the jails, weigh them, they have to match the fins with the fishing boats. After they go to auction, the auction, the best bidder by the fins, and then is when we get into the process. It's as processors and as traders, we start our process that is classify the fins basically and get them ready for our customers in Asia. The fins go for Asia, but main species that we unload, fish species that we unload in Vigo, they are the blue shark, the mako shark, and after we have swordfish, we have oilfish, we have many of them. And all of them, as you see there, you can see the bodies here. We don't throw them to the sea. They come here, and it goes into the process, and we do slices, loins.
In Spain, is everything very much in control. That is why now the European Union is trying to even go farther. And that's the fight now about the regulations that we have here, about what is reasonable and what is not, but very much in control.
The Port of Vigo closely monitors its catch and has an array of documentations to validate and certify its practices. The port also documents their catch in detail, down to the type of species caught and the distribution of catches. As listed in the documents shown, the various species of fishes are recorded. Ranging from cod to tuna, the respective weight in kilograms, European value, and respective average prices are all documented for clarity. There is a variety of methods of fishing. One of the most efficient and popular ways of fishing is long line fishing.
Sí, bueno, nosotros nos dedicamos a la pesca de palangre de superficie y bueno, como pues tendemos una línea madre de 40 o 45 millas de longitud, de la cual penden cada 80 o 90 metros pues una brazolada con un anzuelo, y ahí es donde, o sea, vamos nosotros un poco encima del pescado, pero es una pesca también un poco de suerte, no tiene que venir el pescado hacia nosotros, nos dejamos eso ahí tendido, es una trampa que le tendemos al pescado y ellos tienen que morder los anzuelos. Una línea madre, ya le digo, de 45 o 50 millas de longitud, de la cual cada 80 o 90 metros pues pende un anzuelo. Pues, habitualmente en un barco de este tipo, de estas características, trabajamos 11 personas, de las cuales pues 2 somos oficiales de puente, 2 oficiales de máquinas, un cocinero y 6 marineros, que son los que se dedican al tratamiento y a la elaboración del pescado.
Long line fishing is a commercial fishing technique that uses a long and relatively wide net that has baited hooks attached to them. These nets are set out to attract big fishes such as tuna, swordfish, halibut, and sablefish. The type of fishing line used is monofilament, which is made from a single fiber of plastic. Most fishing lines are monofilament because they are generally cheaper to produce and can be produced in a range of diameters. Monofilament fibers can be made sturdy in order to help reel in bigger fish. Fish that are hauled aboard are usually individually cleaned, washed, and iced at sea. With fresh catch, fishing vessels can stay at seas for more than a week. Freezer vessels can stay at sea for much longer, from months to sometimes even a year. Fresh catches are washed and cleaned and stored away in freezers with a temperature of -36 degrees Celsius. After 70 to 90 days, the frozen fish are brought back to the port to be further processed.
Depends on the fishing vessel. If the fishing vessel is arriving from Indic Ocean or Pacific Ocean, maybe 100, 120, 130.
As soon as fishing vessels come in with their catch, the fishes are sent to the auction house. In Vigo, the fish auctioning culture starts in the wee hours of the morning, selling off an immense quantity of fresh catch every morning.
Llega a puerto, en puerto se descarga, o bien vía contenedores procedentes de otros países, de nuestros barcos que operan en países, o bien del propio barco. El pescado se clasifica por pesos y por tamaños. Al día siguiente de descargar, Los compradores van a ver el pescado, si la calidad es mejor, si la calidad es peor, si los tamaños se adaptan a lo que ellos quieren, y luego va una subasta a la baja. Se reúnen en una oficina, hay una empresa que se dedica a subastar el pescado y el subasta a la baja, marcan un precio máximo y de ahí a la baja. Y a la persona o a la compañía que le interese ese producto lo para, se queda con él y se lo lleva y lo paga, claro.
Our main products are swordfish, and after blue shark, tuna, mako shark, and mahi-mahi. Our market is directing principally to the European community. Swordfish is so easy for us to sell in Italy, for one question of tradition, and here in Spain, for example, blue shark. We have one interesting market for the bodies of the blue sharks, because it's one tradition for the Spanish consumers to eat blue shark, principally in the south of Spain, Andalusia. It's not possible to say what is the number of actions in one day. Depends of the arriving of the fishing vessels. But one medium terminal is, I think, 2-3 by day, and the duration is 20 minutes, 25 minutes. The main demand is from this moment from Greece, from France, from Croatia, from Russia, from Romania, Ukraine. In the international market, but here in Spain is a great demand of this product, principally in the south of Spain. We belong one traditional family in the fish. My grandfather was seaman, my father was seaman. I'm the first generation in my family that knows seaman, but for us is so important that we continued the work that were oldest made. For me, it's the best work in the world. I love it. In this moment, the main problems are the crisis situation here in Spain and Europe. I repeat, we don't have pilot. We have one fleet, sustainable, responsible, social control. We have control by local authority, we have control by national authority, and we have finally one-third control, because is the European authority. We are so interested in work around with the ecologists. For us, it's so important that the ecologists working with us. But for us, it's so important that the ecologists no shoot only for our fleet. We are so interested that the next generations, my sons and the sons of my sons, will continue it in these operations.
In order for the fishing business to be able to be passed down from generation to generation, the industry has to be safe and sustainable. While many rules and regulations have already been put in place, there is a new and upcoming rule. This new rule bans fishermen from finning sharks on board their respective vessels. Sharks that have been caught are expected to be brought back to the port with all of its body parts intact. This new rule further enforces the banning of live finning of sharks.
The Commission is concerned because consider that it is necessary more control because it exists species of sharks. They are very sensitive, and then should be ensured that the finning is not practiced. And then the proposal of the Commission is that the landed should be together. No, the fin should be with the rest of the body, landed together.
When it comes to the fishing industry, economics is pivotal in dictating the quantity, price, and demand of the fish. When the demand exceeds the supply of fish, prices will increase. When this happens, fishermen are more likely to target these species of fish to gain more income.
Bueno, lo que determina el precio del pescado En principio pues sería la ley de oferta y demanda, ¿no? O sea, más cantidad, menos precio y viceversa, menos cantidad, pues más precio. Pero es que últimamente este año pues eso no se cumple, ¿no? Porque no hay demasiada cantidad tampoco de pescado y los precios han bajado muchísimo. O sea, para rentabilizar los gastos de una marea de un barco de este tipo, con los precios que hay hoy en día, es prácticamente imposible. Salimos a la mar para cubrir gastos solamente. O sea, el margen de beneficio es demasiado pobre, el precio es demasiado pequeño.
One of the ways to ensure the continuity of a certain species of fish is to farm them. However, unlike small fish that can be easily taken care of, large fish such as sharks and swordfish cannot be easily maintained. It is not economically viable to keep sharks in captivity, as the costs in feeding them alone would exceed their respective market prices.
For me, the principal factors, I think, are offered, demand, and in this moment, the critical financial situation here in Spain. In Spain, there are one critical situation, is crisis. For us, it's so difficult to make operation in Spain and out of Spain.
With so many key factors affecting the prices of fishery products, companies like Carolina's do all they can to ensure quality and safety in everything they do to keep their business partners coming back to them to buy their products.
One of the health procedures that we have over here, because of the health authorities, we have to know the fish being protected. And being protected is with plastic and with cloth. So you won't see anything being unloaded straight on the floor or without the cloth. It's not allowed. We can have health problems. We do it like that. So all the process, any health authority can come here anytime and stop any unloading if it's not correct.
This is how we receive the fins from the auction, right? So once that we receive them and without ever breaking the cold chain, we start classifying them. And that depends very much on the market. We classify them by species. They are classified mako shark, also blue shark, and they classify them by pectoral, dorsal, tail, and annals, and they classify them also by sizes. The size of the pectoral, the grading and the percentages here are very important for the customer once that it arrives there. But this is basically the process that it receives. It's all raw material. We classify them in bags that are perfectly identified by the numbers, by the pectoral, by the dorsal, by the tail, any type of very well recognized with all the health requirements and the tracking requirements for the goods. And basically this is ready for the export. Once that is ready, we just sell them, load them in a container and ship them to Asia. That is our main market. That's it. We don't really export the shark meat. It's a very cheap product, so we don't really do the export to Asia. It's a product that we mainly consume in Europe and in Spain particularly, in southern Spain. So all the fins that is being unloaded is being consumed. It doesn't matter if it's in loins, full body, slices, many different presentations, but all stays in Europe in general. And there is also another export market for that, that is Southern America. As far as I know, mainly Brazil is a big consumer of shark meat body.
My opinion is we need to preserve the biodiversity, to protect the sharks that are in peril, to ensure that the finning is forbidden effectively and that the practice doesn't exist. In Spain, the finning is not practiced, but we must ensure that exists an effective control, but the control is proportionate and the control is effective, but to avoid to introduce unnecessary charge to the industry. I hope that finally we want to obtain a final agreement, a final balance agreement between the Council and the Parliament in the final negotiations.
With the depletion of oceanic sources being one of the main concerns today, it's crucial for fishing practices to be certified in various organizations. The certifications are ways in which these organizations can involve the public in ensuring that their fishing practices aren't illegal and that they're aware of strict quotas put in place with regards to the quantity of fish that should be caught. What consumers can do is to work hand in hand with various organizations to make sure that food purchased and consumed have labels that indicate safe and sustainable food sources.